Have you recently experienced anger, frustration, unnecessary stress, worrisome, some anxiety, or perhaps a sprinkle of sadness? Well, if you haven't, then you're probably superhuman, or yeah, good for you. But on the other hand, I have, and guess what? What I'm not gonna do is completely ignore those feelings, disregard them. I'm not going to disregard those feelings because every single one of those feelings are valid and they all need their moment. But what I'm also not going to do is allow those feelings to totally and completely take control and consume the way I feel the rest of the day. Actually, I'm not going to allow them to consume and control the way I feel the rest of the year. Period. That's it. You must be wondering, how in the world is Nando Catsi going to do that? Well, lucky for you, I'm here to tell you just that. Hello everyone, Nando Catsi here. If you are new here, welcome. Would you like some water? Yes? Okay. Here you go. Here you go. Yep. You Gucci? Okay. Also, if you're not new to this channel, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. You know what's up. You get some water too. Here you go. Alright, we're all Gucci. We're all good. We're all ready to get started. Alright, so let me tell you how I incorporate the art of reframing into my life. Well, at least whenever I can remember, or whenever it's not too hard, and of course whenever it's appropriate to do it. Yes, I said whenever it's appropriate because it's not always something that can be done in every situation. It can, but it's not always appropriate to do it, at least in my perspective. So just a heads up, I am not a psychologist, I am not a professional. This is only from my experience and what I've learned throughout my time being in this world. Okay, the reason why I'm sharing this with y'all is because I genuinely think that you can benefit from this in a future situation. Now you're probably like, what the heck is reframing? So reframing, or the more technical professional terminology, would be cognitive reframing. Let's ask our friend Google what cognitive reframing is real quick, okay? I asked Google the other day, but I wrote it down. So I'm just gonna read the definition of what my friend Google said over here, okay? So, cognitive reframing is a psychological technique that consists of identifying and then changing the way situations, experiences, events, ideas, and or emotions are viewed. Also, another definition, which is a little bit shorter, but maybe you'll understand a bit more. Cognitive reframing is the process by which situations or thoughts are challenged and then changed. Our friend Google is pretty legit, right? We love reputable sources. So having read this, cognitive reframing is an art form. It is a technique, a skill that must be developed and practiced. The fact that I can do this right now does not mean that I just woke up randomly one day and I was like, hey, let me just turn on my cognitive reframing button. It's about time, you know? I'm 21. I am ready to do some cognitive reframing in my life. But no, I have been practicing this for a while. Let me just give you an example of what cognitive reframing looks like. I'm gonna give you a scenario, a fake scenario, and then I'm gonna give you another scenario of something that actually just recently happened before me trying to record this video. Because if you can't tell, I am outside. I'm not in a room. I'm in my car, but it is hard to find spots to record when you're in your car. Okay, so this scenario and the other scenario are kind of like a little bit of story time. I didn't make up the first one, but I kind of over exaggerated it a little bit. So here's that one. So I want you to imagine that this is you in this scenario, this situation. All right, so it is Monday. You typically have to be at work at 8 a.m. in the morning, right? Usually any other week, you wake up at 6:30, you take a shower, you have breakfast, you get ready, and you go, and you're on the freeway by 7:15ish, because your commute takes about 45 minutes or so, or less, right? That's on a typical regular day when you actually wake up on time. But assuming that you wake up at 7:30, oh snap, what happened? You snoozed your alarm clock like 5 times. You actually may or may have not partied, had an all-nighter, binge watching Netflix. So you slept late and you happen to wake up late. You are freaking out by this point. You're like, oh mon dieu, what am I gonna do? Should I just not have breakfast? Should I not shower? Should I just pick up whatever clothes I can? So you end up not eating breakfast. You end up not taking a shower. You end up just getting some dirty clothes that you had because you realize that you didn't have any new fresh clean clothes. So now you're running out the door, you have your keys, you have your stuff, but you just don't feel good, and maybe there's a little smell coming off of you, but you really don't care, and you're just trying to get to work on time. The time is now 7:35. Somehow you did all of that in 5 minutes. You're in the car and you're like, okay, maybe if I go like 300 miles per hour in the freeway, I'll make it on time, right? I'll cut off that half an hour extra and I'll be fine. So in your mind, you're like, yes, I'm just gonna speed and I'm gonna make it on time. I'm not gonna crash, blah, 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 blah. You start approaching the freeway and then you see this line, you see this long line to get into the freeway, and you're like, at this point, your blood is boiling, your face is red. You feel an anger towards people because they're driving slow when it's not really their fault. But at this point, you're just mildly annoyed that people are not moving, even though they're probably going through the same thing if you take a second to think about it, you know? So you're in this line that's not moving. You're trying to get on the freeway. The freeway is the only way that you're gonna get to work. So all you can do is wait now. You start getting calls from people like, hey, where are you? Because by this point, it is already 8, right? So you start telling people like, yeah, you're like 5 minutes away. You're just running a little bit late, but in reality, you haven't even gotten to the freeway and it takes you about 45 minutes to commute, right? So you're kind of freaking out, but then you realize that something really bad happened on the freeway. Someone got in a car accident and their car is totally crushed, and who knows what happened to the people, you know? Like they probably got really hurt or maybe worse, which would really be bad. So there's that, right? There's that factor, and in a way, without even thinking about it, you kind of say something like, oh damn, like I'm glad that's not me. And then that is kind of like an idea of cognitive reframing. So the reason for you waking up late, the reason for you being late, the reason for you not being on the freeway on time, perhaps was that. Like, that could have been you. That person on the freeway who got in a car accident could have been, but it wasn't, because you woke up late and you were late. Does that kind of make sense? It's basically changing the perspective of a negative situation. I know it's hard, but like I said, it is an art form. It must be practiced and it must be strengthened in a way. It's like working out or practicing any other thing. Like, you're probably not going to be the best at first unless you're just born with this superhuman ability. But the more and the more you practice, then the more and the more it gets easier. It only gets easier with practice. However, like I said before, it doesn't always apply to every situation. Sometimes some really bad things happen and it's really hard to reframe. And, you know, like, in reality, this is just you and yourself, really. Like, I'm not telling you to go and tell someone else, hey, this happened, don't feel that way. Like, let people feel however they want to feel. Sometimes you can't push other people. I'm doing this video to help you, yourself, and you. Because in reality, cognitive reframing is only done within oneself, you know? For me, it took me several years to get to a point where I'm now. Now I think that I am more of in a point where I am unbothered. I am not, like, it's not that things don't, like, faze me anymore, or if things don't, like, hit me anymore. I just rather not focus my energy and my attention and my emotions on something that's gonna drain literally all of my energy for the rest of the day. Yes, I will allow my emotions and my feelings, and depending on what situation it is, it's kind of impossible to see the negatives once they happen, because like if something really bad happens, and it's literally the negative that you're gonna see, you're gonna consume that. But like I said in the very beginning of the video, don't allow those feelings to consume the rest of your day, and like allow them to do their thing, have their moment, and then try practicing cognitive reframing along the day to kind of flip the situation and just try to see a different perspective. I don't know what situations y'all are going through, but I know that we all go through situations, and I'm not saying this to completely invalidate your feelings. I do not want that. For all means, if you are feeling some type of way, I am the person that will tell you to embrace those emotions and do not suppress them, because that is horrible. We do not like suppressing feelings. We must find an outlet or some activity to project and express those feelings, you know? Art is my favorite go-to when I am feeling something, you know? I don't know, if you like boxing, go boxing. If you like running, go running. If you like doing the splits when you're angry, do the splits, girl. I don't know, you do you. Everyone has their own little thing that they do. Yeah. Okay, the thing that happened before I started recording this video is that I can't currently record at home because I live with my family. My sister is already in school, and let's just say that at home I don't have enough privacy. Mom's home, my dad's home. It's a loud place to be recording a video, and it's also a loud place for her to be in school. I don't know, it was just complicated, so I had to find my alternative option to record. So I was like, I'm just gonna go in my car and I'm just going to find a spot and record. So I went to this pretty empty parking lot, you could say. I saw some cool trees. I parked there in a beautiful spot with shade. There was a nice breeze, and I put my windows down and everything was perfect until one car full of ladies and kids just pulled up right next to me. They parked, they turned off their car, they are yapping and they're complaining over something. I don't know, they're like fighting, or the mom's getting the kid in trouble. And it's okay, you know, like I would have not minded if they just got off and just went and did whatever they had to do wherever they had to go. It's not my business, not my problem. But no, they literally parked right next to me. I'm not there anymore, obviously. Parked right next to me, and they're being loud, and I was already in the makings of this video. So, first emotion that popped up to me was annoyed. I was so annoyed. I was so frustrated because out of everywhere in this humongous parking lot, they decided to park right next to me. Why is that? Like, why would people just want to... it was just so annoying, and I was like... I think I did mention like, oh, this is so annoying. Like I like said it out loud because I was recording myself, and I was about to throw a fit a little bit. I was like, can you go somewhere else? Like there's other spots with shade, but you had to go right next to me when there was like this tiny little spot of shade, and I just didn't comprehend. I was so confused. So honestly, I was just like, allow myself to rant and just let it all out, and eventually I just found a different spot and I just moved, and now I found a much better spot, and there's less people here. Yeah, there's like no people here. There's just like cars passing by, but no people around. So in a way it was a win for me because I removed that energy from my space, and I ended up finding a much better spot. Now that all passed, I started changing the perspective of the situation. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be in that spot. Maybe I was supposed to find a better spot, like the one right here. See, I've had like no distractions here, and that's amazing. I love that. I literally do. I love this so much. I can express myself. I can literally even go out of the car or not. I can do me here, and over there I had people next to me, and it's unfortunate, but it happened like that. So yeah, I just reframed the situation into like making myself believe that that was not the spot for me and there was a better spot, and I did find a much better spot, and I'll probably come here more often, even though there's cars passing by, but I generally don't care. I started reframing situations and scenarios and having a different perspective on many aspects of my life. Yeah, I started reframing when I was in college. I'm still in college, but when I was in my first year of college, I took Health 101, and I remember my professor's name. His name was Dr. Agbude. He's a very wise man, extremely wise. Like, the word cognitive reframing was not even part of our curriculum. He just randomly told us that that's what he does in life, and that's how he stays happy. He was a very, very happy person. He's a very, very positive person all the time. So he, in a way, inspired me to start doing that. So if I can, in any ways, like, help you feel a little bit better in some of your future situations, or perhaps your current situation, if I can be what he was to me, to you, my job is complete for this video, and for today at least. I have so many other situations and scenarios that I can talk about, whether it's relationships, because like in the definition, you know how it said, we can change situations, experiences, events, ideas, and or emotions. So there's a lot of examples I can throw out there, but in reality, do y'all want those story times? Do y'all want that? I have a lot to say about relationships, how to reframe, and how to get out of things, you know? Like I said, it's an art form, must be practiced, just like any other skill or technique. All I can say is just practice, and we'll be fine, we'll be good. Maybe not at first, but we'll learn to be good. So I take a step back and just take a moment to think about what I'm feeling, and I literally ask myself, okay, you're feeling this way, why are you feeling this way? What triggered this? What happened? I kind of in a way like psychoanalyze myself most of the time, and I'm just like, whoa, your energy. I am so much about energy, and my energy should not go to waste. Your energy is precious, and we must take care of our energy. I know I sound like a hippie, but I genuinely do care an extreme amount about energy. And I think that it is extremely important for us to take care of our energy. By all means, always protect your energy, and never just let it like go on random things, you know?
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want.